It's just different.
I can look at myself all day. God damn, I'm handsome.
I said, yo, you keep fucking mouthing off. I'm gonna fucking.
Every time I try to pull this show out of the gutter,
Do you ever drive your car and have to shit at the same time?
Oh, you just thought he just disappeared?
I thought Suge Knight killed me.
They called the house niggas. What are you doing around here?
He's
In the fucking building.
in it. And big deal, that
Yo, now you sound like you're confused about what you identify with.
now it's over. Now it's over.
And we're here.
Da 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 da. YouInTheOffice.com. Tim, who's here? Look who's here. That guy. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey.
YouInTheOffice.com. It's another Thursday. Listen. YouInTheOffice.com. You in the Office on Facebook. Like us on You in the Office on Facebook. Follow us on You in the Office Instagram. We have a lot of people on Instagram. I don't know who the hell they are, but there's
I'm
a
one
lot.
of them.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
Huggy Bear, Big Bear,
Something
Blue
around those lines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some kind of-
Buddy Bear.
Buddy Bear.
Buddy
thank you.
Bear, yeah.
Some
Mhm.
kind of bear.
Clearly.
We are youintheoffice.com. Listen, so tonight, Divinity was a Nick City dancer. She was supposed to come on tonight. She had to reschedule. Spur of the moment. We look forward to rescheduling with her.
Definitely.
Everyone knows Q is not here.
I'm actually Q.
No, you're not Q. You're much skinnier. He's skinnier. Q's not here. Q is in the illustrious town of North Carolina, city of North Carolina. So we brought back Brian, our regular guest. Brian.
Yes, that's me.
You know, everyone knows Brian.
Brian Ty Valerio.
Ty,
Ty.
as in
As in T-I-E, Ty.
Ty not?
Yeah.
Why are you Ty?
Because I chose that. When
You
I
didn't
was
choose your name
I'm telling you, I chose it. So when I was around
from
10
the
years-
womb.
From the womb. From the womb.
Come
I
on.
said I want no. There was always there wasn't a sureness of my middle name. It was Ty or Tony, and then I had to get my last name changed when I was around 10 or 11.
Huh?
And yes, because the long story short, but I had to get my last name changed, and they said, hey, you can also change your middle name for free.
What was your middle name?
I didn't have one.
So you didn't know.
No, I didn't have one, and they said you can add one now that you're changing your last name.
What was
And
your
so
last
I
name?
wanted it Valerio. My last name was Sequina at the time.
Huh?
My mother was technically still married to somebody else from years ago. And
Yeah.
so when she went into labor with me, they used your name.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that wasn't my dad's
I got a
name.
couple of kids.
Yeah, that wasn't my dad's name. So I had to take my dad's name, but that didn't happen until I was around 10 or 11 years old, where I officially had my dad's last name. I had that other guy's last name. Because technically my mother was still married, even though that
Okay,
had
wait a
been
minute.
like
So who's your father?
years. My father is Pedro Valerio.
But your birth father?
That's my birth father. Yeah.
So how did this other guy get on the birth certificate?
Because you go by your married name. So when the woman
so your
goes
mother
in,
wasn't Valeria.
Yeah, because she had lost contact with him, so she couldn't get like divorce papers signed, any of that. Exactly.
Wait, so you're telling me that when you were born, your mother, hold on, your mother's last name was
Sequina.
Sequinon.
Yes.
So you were born Brian Sequinon.
Yes.
Even though your father, your actual spermed father,
The sperm donor. Yes.
not donor, he's your father.
Yes. He's my
But
father.
his name was Valerio.
Yes.
Holy Christ, my wife would fucking shoot me.
Hmm.
Oh my God, I have so many problems with names and stuff like that. If my kid came out and was named something, anything other than my last name,
See, well, that's why I had to get it changed, because there was always issues, because like that's my dad, that should be my name, and so when I got it changed, they said you can get a middle name, and I was of course 11 years old, and I'm like, sure, Ty, but I want it spelled T-I-E.
did you come up with like crazy shit?
Well, I always thought that if I was famous, I'd be Ty Valerio,
All right.
You see
I
how
like
that works?
Yeah.
Like if I was a famous actor and then I
Yeah.
was a famous singer, I'd be, featuring Brian Ty.
Yeah.
See how that works better as like an artist of
TV?
some sorts? Yeah. I was always thinking big from then on.
I love
So
that.
Ty Valerio is where you'll see
Were
me
you
in
ever going to
movies.
change Brian at all or no?
No, I enjoyed Brian, but I like the Brian Ty Valerio and then just using it.
Now, was your
separately.
name always Brian with a Y?
Yes, Brian with Y, always.
Originally.
Originally.
What were you thinking besides Ty? Or was it always Ty?
It was it wasn't a given name, but it was Tony or Ty. That's what my family had kind of used.
Okay.
So I could have I had the moment to choose what I wanted
That's
it to
what I'm
be.
saying. So did anything else pop up in your mind, or was it just
Because
Ty?
it was just Tony or Ty, and I didn't want Tony.
Should have been like Brian Big D Valerio.
That could have been an option, but at 11
Brian,
years old,
I love donut Valerio.
Brian Buddy Bear Valerio.
There
See,
you
that
go.
could have worked.
Sounds like a mafia name. Brian Buddy Bear. Watch out, Brian Buddy Bear. Could you imagine if you could change your name?
You can.
I don't know. Can you? I mean, you
You're
can.
allowed
Yeah, okay,
to.
okay.
Yeah, you're
allowed
allowed to.
Yeah, like Ocho Cinco. See that character?
Yeah, you can actually
Yeah.
change it. I think you have to post it though, and
On
some
Facebook?
sort of you have to post it on something like legally or newspaper saying that your name was changed.
Could you imagine if I changed my name? You know what I thought about? I thought about disappearing recently.
Why?
I thought about faking my own death.
Why?
It's just because.
Oh,
I thought about just disappearing.
ask Tupac. Maybe he knows about that.
Or Biggie.
Or Biggie.
Or Elvis.
Or Michael Jackson.
He's dead.
Okay.
Michael Jackson is surely dead. That guy, he got so many fucking problems, that guy. But, all right, he's dead. Listen,
had.
I thought about changing my name. I thought about, like, faking my own death just for the sake of, like, ending up in the Caribbean. I was thinking of, like, Jason Bourne. Like, Jason
That
Bourne.
works.
Yeah, just, like, ending up in, like, a Caribbean island with, like, some France model just kind of, like, living on a
I'm
boat.
Jason Bourne.
That's it. I'll change my name to Jason Bourne.
No, I thought that's what you were gonna change your name
No.
to.
The problem with changing my name to Jason Bourne is I don't understand how Jason goes from Jason to then short for J, which now is Jay. Doesn't make sense. Now, I'm Christopher. My name short is Chris. So it's like the same spelling. Just drop some letters.
Yeah, isn't it like with Robert and it's short? It's supposed to be like Dick or something. Hey, Dick. You know, like
There is nothing worse than a short dick.
It's like the same thing. It's like, wait, why does it go from that to that? I don't understand.
Was that what? No, it's Richard. Richard is Dick.
Richard is Dick, but why?
Yeah, I don't know. Because in the 50s, someone decided. Could you imagine being
Maybe
named
the
Richard?
first Richard was just a dick.
That's what I said.
That's
Did
probably
last
what it
week's
is,
show,
yeah.
we talked all about a show. Last week's show, we talked exclusively about a show called I Love Dick.
What show is this?
It's a show on Netflix.
Ah.
Netflix, Tim? Was it Netflix? Amazon Prime. It was I Love
have
Dick.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I Love Dick. And we thought the whole time we were reading
Do
an
you?
article, we thought it was, yeah, exactly. We spent like 5 minutes not even talking about it because it was so like, I'm not saying it, you say it. And then I got ridiculed the next day because people were calling me on my phone telling me, idiot, it's a show. She loves a guy named Richard. Like, that's the show.
Ah, okay.
She loves a guy named Richard. It's a whole nother story. But I'm like, I thought it was,
Yeah, what it
that.
implies. Yeah.
So it shows you how they tricked me. And it's a shame because I didn't watch the show because of it. Like, I would have watched the show maybe.
I mean, you still can.
Well, I didn't want to watch a show that was based around penis originally.
I guess.
Just saying, I don't like
That's like
penis.
a porn, though.
I don't like
technically.
penis. Don't like it. Listen, I'm not even sure I like mine.
To each his own. You know?
That's it. Nothing wrong with that. Listen, nothing wrong with
Hey.
that. Nothing wrong with that at all. youintheoffice.com. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. Empire Project. They were on a couple weeks ago. Empire Project. Empire Project. What is that on my head?
Your hat?
What was that? What was that? Was that for the Jewish holiday? I had a little thing on my head for the Jewish
Was it
holiday.
yarmulke?
Look how nice I look on the TV. I look like I
There's
just
all
went
this
golfing.
light. I love this.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. This
You
works.
almost feel famous.
I do. Almost.
And when you watch it back online, it's funny. It never looks as bright as it was sitting here.
Mm.
Brian's talking about all of our crazy lights. If you're listening to the show, see, here's another problem: people listen to our show in the morning on Friday exclusively, and they've never watched a single episode. Then we have people who watch every episode and don't listen to a single episode. So we're catering to two groups of people. I saw a friend of mine, Matt. Shout out to Matt. And Darren, by the way, who listen regularly. And Ben Rubens, who was on 2 weeks ago, the big bass player. All three of them had very nice things to say about us. But Matt watches or listens to us every Friday morning driving. So sometimes we make references to things about on the screen or whatever. He has no idea what the hell we're talking about. Because he's driving the car back and forth. He says it
Maybe
takes
we
us-
should start giving them visuals.
Well, we try to, but then we forget because we see that. Exactly.
So we're already into it.
We're not doing any visuals about the show.
No,
Not
visuals.
Richard. I don't want no visuals of Richard.
What?
Anyway, Empire Project. Empire Project has new stuff out on Empire Project Music at Gmail. I don't know. It's Empire Project. Empire Project Music. Empire Project something. It's really good. This character right here. You see this guy? This guy was having a party at the coffee shop in Keyport on June 8th. June 8th. Go buy the book, The Former Lives of Saints by Damien Rucci and Enzo Martin. He got a 5-star review on Amazon, and I know because I wrote it.
Oh.
I wrote it. And I got good reviews on my review. People were reviewing my review.
You're such a good reviewer.
Could you believe that?
I can.
I'm actually thinking about charging people, and I know this has been done, but I'm wondering if I hired a bunch of Spanish people to write reviews, in English, of course.
I was just thinking that. I was like, well, you're going to have them write it in Spanish? Or,
Me gusta mucho.
hey, maybe get some more listeners.
Está un libro, está mucho bien, muy bien.
Muy bien.
Muy bien, me gusta mucho, está bien.
Sí.
Sí, you speak Spanish?
No.
Why do you not speak Spanish?
Because I grew up with my mother who was Yugoslavian.
We talked about this last time. You're right. You know, my mother, Yugoslavian. My grandfather was from Yugoslavia.
Really?
Yeah, and my grandmother is from Croatia.
No way. That's
And it-
where my mother's from.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, my grandfather lied to my grandmother because apparently they have an indigenous name to Croatia, although my grandfather was from Yugoslavia. So he lied to her parents to be more accepting that he was Croatian when in fact he wasn't.
Yeah. That's a huge thing over there. Like Serbians, Croatians. Well, back then too.
Right?
You were not supposed to mingle with each other.
Yeah, and we
You
get
had
mad
to-
over,
you
and
had
we
to
get
keep
mad at black
separate.
and white stuff. See?
Yeah, and that was white on white.
Yeah, that was white on white. They
Yeah.
didn't like it. So no
But you
kidding.
know what also that occurred? Some inbreeding. I found out some things about the island of where my mother is from. So for a few hundred years, there was only 2 families that settled that entire island.
The
And there was
island
a
of-
lot of inbreeding, and there was issues that came out of it that studies have been showing now, as far as certain deformities. And my mother even remembers remembers being on the farm and being on the island. Go, yes, there was always something wrong with people.
Now,
Like
wait,
there
what
was
island is
deformities
this?
and issues. Susak. And now there are studies on it, specifically on that island, and how it was just for a few generations just kept going in and in. Yeah.
So do you have any problems related
I
to that?
don't think so. I think everything is pretty fully formed.
All right, listen. So, did you hear all that? Did you people hear all that? That's fucking crazy.
Things
right
that you
there.
find out. The things you find out.
How did you even find that out? Who
My
studied
sister
the island?
found out because she was getting things together for my nieces and nephews as like a genealogy thing of some sort. So they have some sort of background besides just being Americans.
How
Like
was your
there's
sister?
something else. She's great. She's doing awesome.
I always thought your sister was a very nice woman.
She is. She is a pleasant person.
Yeah, she always brought up a lot of conversation. By the way,
She is. She does talk.
no. She brought up a conversation with me,
Mm.
indifferent of even knowing her. I never even talked to her for more than 5 minutes at the restaurant.
Ah.
But I had always looked at her and said to myself that she was fairly a good-looking woman,
Indeed, she is.
right? Attractive. And that brought up conversation that because I thought she was attractive, and she looks like you.
Oh yes, we spoke about this. Yeah.
So does that then mean I really wasn't sure. that costed me a couple hours of thinking on the bathroom toilet, I believe.
that and pink drinks, huh?
Pink drinks.
Pink drinks.
What's wrong with pink drinks? Period. Anyway,
I
can't men wear pink anyway?
Yes, they can. But apparently you can't drink pink.
No, I've been busting my balls now for the better part of. So listen, if you go back, I used to go to Aruba when I was a kid, and we were like 16 years old. And when you're 16 years old in Aruba, with a very strict upbringing, alcohol was not something that you had readily available. So I was allowed to drink in the casinos in Aruba, and my parents, for some reason, in I don't know, all lack of common sense, allowed that to happen. I would assume my father drank, but he didn't, so he must have been sober during this decision making. But I was at the casino ordering drinks. So when you're 16 years old with no real friends that have any older brothers or sisters, we were very sheltered as children. What drink do you go for? Well, naturally, as a kid, I went for Coke, because I like Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
And what goes with Coke?
Coca-Cola.
Rum.
Mm.
So rum and Coke.
Yeah.
I didn't like the taste of rum, but I liked the way it made me feel. So I would have rum and Cokes. This happened for quite a few years, until my buddy came down with me one day in Aruba. This was like a yearly vacation thing. We had drank so much rum and Coca-Cola that I lost all attention, I can't stand. As a matter of fact, even to this day, just thinking of rum is making my stomach turn. So I had to switch up to another drink. So I happen to like the word Absolute. So I started drinking Absolute. What did you drink Absolute with? Cranberries. So
Yeah.
then I went to Cosmopolitans. That was the natural progression, because Cosmopolitans, as we spoke about earlier, is a much more strong drink than just an Absolute and cranberry. Imagine all the alcohol content in just a straight-up drink. You know that. You're
I'm
bartender.
familiar. Yeah, definitely familiar.
So for the better part of 20-some-odd years, I've been a pink drinker.
Like the women from Sex and the City.
Did they drink that?
They did. They loved Cosmos.
Great. Great. Now I know why I'm looked at the way I'm looked at. Who was on that show? Sarah Jessica Parker? She was good looking back then.
You could be the fifth member that, just comes out of nowhere.
She was
sometimes.
good looking.
No, she still is.
Who else was on that show? Who was the other girl that was good looking on that show?
I don't remember their names, but I don't remember the characters' names.
No, Nixon.
Mm.
I think Nixon. Nixon? No, what?
Vixen?
No, Nixon. Who was on? Can you look up real fast? Who was on that show? Yeah, Sex and the City. Who was on that show?
Actresses.
I think it was something Nixon. I think she was good looking, the brown haired chick.
With the short hair.
Did she have short hair?
Maybe.
I didn't like the older one.
Samantha. Well,
Yeah.
that's her character.
She was in a movie with James Spader, like way back, Mannequin.
Oh, I love that.
She was super hot in Mannequin, but I was like 9 years old.
Nothing's gonna stop us
Yes.
now.
Yes.
And if this world runs out of lovers.
Who? Cynthia
Nixon.
Kristen. Oh, she's hot too.
Mm.
Kim Cattrall.
Kim
Kim Cattrall is
Cattrall.
the mannequin
Yeah.
chick,
Mm-hmm.
right? And who was the guy? Was that Christopher North? He was on. He was on Law and Order.
Yeah.
Did you like him?
Nah.
Do you find, like when you watch TV, do you find like you look at guys on TV and like,
Of
holy
course.
mackerel?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Just drop dead. It's just like, whoa. You guys are in front of me right now.
Really?
Don't you do that with women?
Again, this is always one of those things that I never understood. It always intrigues me.
Mm.
Yes, when I seen Cynthia Nixon, she's hot. At least she used to be hot, as far as I remember. I mean, hey, listen, you think about things. Same thing.
Yeah, without a doubt.
See? I was talking to a guy
Easily.
who was on Tinder. Tinder?
Mhm.
Tinder. And I was going through Tinder. He was showing it to me, and I was swiping through. Swiping?
Swiping, yep,
It's like
swiping.
one direction or the other
You
or
left,
something.
right, or you can go up now.
I know what that means.
It means you super like somebody.
So what is it? Oh, so what direction is like? One.
Like is right.
Okay. Yeah, right.
like,
Go
if you
figure.
don't like, nope, you go left.
Okay. So what happens when they see that? They don't see
They
that,
don't see you say no.
but they see you say yes.
They can see you say yes.
All right.
They can also see you if you said like really yes. That's
And
what-
that's up.
that's super like. Yeah, that's you really really want them.
To notice you.
Yes, but they can only see it if they swiped right as well. If they swipe left, then they'll never even know you were the person who super liked
A
them.
lot of swiping going on.
A lot of swiping. I
Now-
just got back on Tinder too,
That was And
and I love it.
why were you not on it?
I had met someone that I had dated for a little bit, and I deleted it for that reason because we were dating now, and then I just never got back on it. And now recently, being a grad and moving and sort of getting into some different chapter in my life, I thought, hey, let's go back on this
Well,
swiping and see if I can meet someone or do something.
So on that note, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
You were an NJIT
NJIT
graduate.
Yep,
Just
mathematics just
Last
graduated
week?
2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago?
almost.
Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
saw
Thank you.
that. I was very proud of you. You had
Thank
a
you, I
little cap and
appreciate
gown
that.
on.
Yes,
You
I have
look
the
quite-
official photo coming out
Yeah.
tomorrow.
You look coming out tomorrow.
Well,
Like a
I
a press release?
You
Ty
can say-
Valerio.
You can say that, yeah. So it came in my email. It said, "Hey, your official photos are ready." So I downloaded them,
Good for you.
and that was sort of like on the way here. So I'm not gonna.
Hey, here's a sidetrack. How did that end up happening? Because you were, when I had met you years ago, you were not in school.
No.
How long did it take you to get this degree?
4 years.
Oh,
4 years. Yeah.
So 7, 8 years ago when I met you, you were essentially done with school.
I'm not done. I just didn't want to go
A
back.
whole different path of
Whole
the world,
different. I was gonna be some restaurant champion of some sorts.
right? And then the world had given you a different deal of a
Yeah.
different hand of cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget the story. You overserved a bunch of large black women.
Yeah, that were just loud and rowdy
Yeah.
to begin with.
Anyway,
I mean, it wasn't they were having a good time.
105 mimosas didn't help.
No, they didn't. They had like a 5 or 6 each.
I know. I think it was like 30, right? 30?
Yeah.
But they were
Five.
like little tiny glasses.
Yeah, and they were there for almost 5 hours.
So at that moment, so listen, so this guy worked at a restaurant. Can I tell?
Yeah, by all means.
This guy worked at a restaurant real fast. Brian worked at a restaurant. That's how I ended up meeting him. He was like this super, what's the word? Not ambitious, but you were really involved.
No,
you
yeah.
were sold
Yeah.
the whole story. Like
Mm.
they handed you a book and you bought that.
Yes, that's
like the
exactly
whole
how I
thing.
would describe it. Yes.
The man was sold. So when I met him, he was super involved. With nothing wrong with that. I mean, listen, you buy into the whole thing. And
Yeah.
listen,
I was young, impressionable.
and I don't have as an older person now, I don't have a problem with that anymore. When I was young and rebellious, I used to look back and say, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was so anti the establishment. And as I've aged, I realized that there is a truth to working for the better good of the company. Because if you do work, the company does work better.
Mhm.
There's no lie. I mean, we're not lying to you. It does make sense.
Yeah.
But we also have to take care of you, right? And I don't think you were taken care of.
Most of the people in the restaurant are not.
No, and you were really not taken care of the way you
Yeah.
should have been. And then the situation unfolds. He ends up losing his job for really something that never should have happened at all.
Yeah.
At all.
At all.
But my favorite part is that people were doing a poker game for you. They want to do a poker game. And I was all in. I love poker. I was like, I'll play poker. I'll play poker. Let's go. What's the pot? Well, it's a $100 buy-in, and we're going to give Brian the whole pot. It's like, why? Well, Brian lost his job.
Oh,
I said, well, so?
this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Oh, you hear this? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
They
feel-
were doing
I'm
a
like
cha-
really touched
They
right
were
now.
doing a no, but don't be touched because I wasn't involved. They were doing a charity poker event, and they wanted all these people to play, and they were going to give you like the pot. And I was so adamant about against it that I boycotted it because I said, "You're 25 years old. You got fired. You don't got fucking cancer."
That's true. You're right. Yeah.
And I was so upset that all these people were playing you to be this victim, like, "Oh, it's poor Brian. He got fired." He's 25 years old. He'll
At the
be
time, though, it
fine.
was so devastating. I had planned everything at
Oh,
Bonefish
see?
Grill.
I-
Everything. The whole life was all there.
No, I was
All of it.
so anti the whole thing. I was like, dude, you got fired. Get over it. You'll be fine.
No,
You'll
now I would
survive.
say to myself, like, yeah, it was just another hiccup in the road. Let's go for it.
I don't think it was even a hiccup. I think it was a fantastic opportunity for you.
I was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Exactly.
The best thing. I would
Yeah.
have been further in that black hole and not been able to get out.
Black hole, hold on. In defense, I don't know if it's a black hole, but yes, you would have been involved in a whole nother world, not this one. Now, you never can say what would have been better or worse. You don't know. I mean, again, you don't know. You could have ended up becoming somebody,
Mhm.
and then doing something else. So it's hard to say.
You're
However,
right. You're right.
the
But I
door-
like this route.
Well, that's
I
it.
definitely like
And
this
you
route.
really didn't have a choice. The world closed. That door was closed on you. So I think sometimes in life that scenario plays better
Mhm.
for people because you were given. Like, do you ever have you hear people that are sick? Like sometimes people just get sick, And there's that whole anxiety of not knowing what's wrong. And then you go for test, you go for test, you go for test. And at some point, you get a diagnosis, and then you start treatment. And a lot of people are relieved, regardless of the diagnosis, but they're happy to just finally have an answer. Because even knowing, as terrible as the answer is, at least you know then what to do, and you can make arrangements. So similar to you, you didn't necessarily choose this path. You obviously didn't. But if it wasn't done the way it was done, you wouldn't have done what you did now.
No.
And think about it. You wouldn't have graduated NJIT. That's a huge accomplishment.
I'm a mathematical biologist.
I don't know what that even means.
Neither.
That sounds way better than what it probably is.
I think it does sound a lot better. It
Right?
does. Yeah. When you actually go down and you go through it, it's fun. But
now, did you find a job yet?
not yet. I'm actually going to be working in the summer.
Okay.
And in Long Branch at Rooney's, where Andrew had worked a few summers ago, because it's been just a very fast-paced 4 years, and so I need a.
We have a call.
We have a call. Do we take calls?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Who is this?
Hello, how are you?
Who is this?
It's Q. It's Big Q.
Oh.
Yo, it's Q!
Welcome, Q.
Big Q. What's going on? How are you?
Why you gotta be Big Q?
Yeah, I thought you were just Q.
Anyway, Brian, what's up? How are you?
I'm well. I'm wonderful.
How's the weather in Jersey?
The weather is beautiful.
Where are
The
you?
last 2 days have just been phenomenal.
It's cloudy
Really?
as fuck yesterday.
What are you talking about? It's
It's been
super
great
sunny.
down here. The weather down here is terrific.
Where are you? Are you in the Bahamas?
I'm in North Carolina. No, which I was
Where? You're in Montana?
I'm in North,
North
Carolina.
Bahama.
North Bahama.
North
I'm
Carolina.
in East Bahamas.
I'm in East Bahama Island. Where are you?
Obama Island.
Where in North Carolina? You by the ocean? You got to be in Cape Hatteras, right? By the ocean, the water.
No, I'm on Obama Island with all the black people.
Obama Island?
Obama Island.
Cool. What do you guys do there?
We run for presidencies and win and only serve for 2 terms.
Oh, what do you guys eat there?
Yep. And then on the next island is Trump Island.
Oh,
Everything gets rip-tailed on Trump Island.
are you gonna visit Trump Island?
No, we can't. It's a big wall
You know
around
what I'm
it.
saying?
You can't get there.
Nope, gotta climb over the wall. It's not
You
happening.
can't get there. So what are you doing, dude? How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm maintaining.
Listen,
I'm maintaining out here in the country.
Brian's doing
I'm
doing a
so
fine.
mad that I can't be there tonight for you in the office.
That's okay. You're not in the office. We're in the office.
Yeah, you're in the car.
Who?
What?
Huh?
Hello?
You're on Obama Island.
Listen, I'll tell you something. Q.
Yeah.
If you come in the office right now, the office has a very demographically different slice of America.
Really?
Yeah, I'm once again a minority in my own office, but now instead of surrounded by black people, I'm surrounded by Spanish people,
So who-
Latino.
I'm half white, so
Who's in the office
it's like
right now?
even.
Brian and Tim.
It's even.
That's it?
Who
it's
else should
one and
be
a
here?
half and 1.5.
But that doesn't count. We talked about this
I'm
2 weeks
American.
ago. You're American, but we talked about 2 weeks ago. If you have even an inkling of African American blood in you, you are black.
I'm okay with that.
Hello?
Well, we're right here. Can you hear us?
I could barely hear you.
Well, I don't know how to turn that up. I don't know how to turn up your volume.
I know. It's okay.
You know how we turn up the volume, Tim? Find a headphone that he's plugged into and turn that up. Then he can hear us.
There
more.
you go. That's how you do it.
Tim, not that one? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Tim's figuring out. I'll tell you,
that,
Q.
That sounds great. That sounds great.
We're so glad we can help.
Q, I'll tell you. Tim, short.
Yes, this one. Tim, you sound great.
Tim is slowly taking over your job. I'll tell you that.
You said he's going to take my job. Yeah, Dion always told me that this day would come.
What? That you be in North Carolina?
On Obama Island.
Dion always told me
Obama Island?
This day would come where you put me off the
I would
off the
sell
show,
you.
too.
That I would sell you out.
Yeah, and vote me off the show.
Oh no, you'll be back next week.
Yeah, this is just jokes. This is just jokes, Q.
It's all right, though.
Q, this is just jokes. We changed the locks to the office door.
Yeah,
I will be
you do.
back.
I have a key. You don't.
Exactly.
But you guys have a great show.
Hold on, keep talking to us. I'm waiting for Timmy to figure out the wire situation.
Yeah, but I'm watching a movie with my family.
What movie you watching?
Get out.
Oh.
Why? I'm here. I don't want to get out.
Anyway.
How
Love
was
you
that movie?
guys.
Was it worth it? Who was that? Was that Kyle? Peele? Kyle?
I didn't watch it. I heard it was a
I
good
don't know
movie though.
because I left in the middle of it, so
Oh, well,
I'm
go
gonna talk to you
watch
guys.
it.
Do you know that
I know.
Key
I'm
and
trying
Peele?
to.
You know them guys?
It's
Key
such
and
a
Peele?
racist. It's such a racist movie.
Q, what's his name? Key and Peele? Aaron? Balaki?
I know Keenan and Kel.
No, that was way back when.
Yeah.
Q, help me out, Q.
Aaron ain't white.
Yeah. No, that's another whole story. That was my. Remember that guy that works at the. That was my joke with the kid that worked at the store.
At that place.
Yeah, at that place. They said,
work
"Where's
at that
Aaron?" I said, "Who?
Oh.
Aaron ain't." And they said, "What?" I said, "His middle name was Ain't."
So it's Aaron ain't white.
No, he's
Aaron
not.
ain't white.
Yeah, no, he's not. Yeah.
He's not, exactly. Nothing wrong with it at all. People got so mad about that.
I'll
too.
talk to you guys later. I love you guys.
Q.
See ya.
Bye, Q.
Toodles.
Listen,
Oh,
I'm
that's the
not going to
ending.
say nothing about Q watching Get Out instead of watching you in the office. I guess Q's on vacation.
He'll be on vacation for the next few weeks then.
He was on vacation for a long time, a while back. Anyway, Q,
Q.
Kyle and Peele. I think that's their name. They did a skit on YouTube. There were a couple of who?
His name is Keegan.
Keegan?
But it's Key and Peele.
That's what I said. Key.
Yeah.
What did I say? Kyle. But I said Key and Peele, but I thought it was short for Kyle.
No, it's Keegan.
Keegan. Like Kegel? Like vagina?
I do Kegels.
What? You don't have a vagina.
So you should still practice them. Tighten everything.
Oh, that hurts. Doesn't that hurt?
Does it? I'm doing them right now.
Is that like tantric stuff?
No, just try it.
To hold it
Try
in and
Yeah,
let it
just
go?
try
Hold
just
it
try
in?
Just hold it in.
That doesn't bother your bladder or something?
Not at all.
Are you? You're
no.
not a girl. Are you sure?
I'm not. Well, just in case later on in life, I want to make sure that everything stays intact.
Stop. Start over. What the hell is going to stay intact? That you can hold your pee longer for a long drive?
No, other things, other areas of my body that
But
may
I got
be
that part.
engaged
But what is that part?
during sexual activity?
But what does that have to do with prolonging any type of longevity down there? What does it do?
Not for your penis.
Are you talking about the other end?
Yes.
Oh my god! Oh my god! All right, got it. I thought you were talking
Trying
about
to
the other
keep
end.
it as PC as possible, but
Is that really an issue in your world?
no. I mean, later on, I've heard it could be.
I mean, do people make jokes? Like, I remember making jokes about girls that when you were with them, you'd have to strap a 2x4 to your rear end so you don't fall in. Did you hear that?
No.
Girls were around the block. Girls were so busy. They were so used, for lack of a better word, that they would be so open that you would have to strap a 2x4 to your rear end, chunk of wood,
Just
so
in
you didn't
case.
fall into their vagina.
That sounds like a black hole.
Yeah, is that something that you guys have to worry about? I mean,
I'm sure some people do. Yeah.
but you guys like do you guys? This is so ridiculous. But do you find circles of people that are like, oh, we're not gonna mess with him because it's like a big empty place?
There are some people who enjoy that.
What big?
They
Open?
love the big empty place.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. And they love to put things in the big empty place.
What's a cub?
A cub is a small little bear. Like if you're 5'5" and shorter, you're like a little cub. You're not really a bear.
Yeah, because I'm on this side. I'm closer over here, so just fix that like that. Yeah, you go. Look,
Now you're talking.
Look, and that guy smoking a cigarette right here. I haven't smoked a cigarette in 2.5 years. On a side note, yeah, so good. And you know what's funny now? I've got to the point now where now I look at people that smoke, and I feel like this immense amount of like, wow. Like I have a guy that I know, and I look at him with so not the admiration that he thinks I'm giving him. He talks and he's kind of pompous and a little bit arrogant and a little like, condescending. And I look at him and I listen to him and I think to myself, all these accolades that you give yourself and this high esteem you hold yourself all goes away the moment you light that match. Because I feel like at middle 50s or something, you're really nothing because you're addicted to the fucking stick, dude. Like, I just...
that makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, you're still a human being, but it's something that everyone should try to work towards.
He's not as strong as he exhibits. That's my point. Like, he's coming from a point of strength. He's coming from a point of almost condescending, you know, I'm better than you kind of. And then when he lights the cigarette, it's like, you almost had me sold there. I almost thought you were better than me, but now I realize you're addicted to a fucking cancer stick. Like, no, you're actually more weak-minded than I, you know. So
if he wasn't as pompous and as, out there with everything that he thinks he is, then maybe it would not even be anything. Where it's like, okay, yeah, you have struggles like everybody else.
Exactly. Thank you.
But you think you're a little better, and then that's the reason why.
Because you think you better and you're smoking makes me believe that, wait a minute, you're addicted to something that is extremely unhealthy. Like, you're just a fucking moron now.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
I fortunately I don't smoke.
Good for you, dude. That's fantastic. Smoking is awful. Easier for a gay guy to have sex in a club. Bottom line.
I think so. Yeah.
Gay guys are far more vain than normal men.
With that, I mean, I think heterosexuals are vain as well. So
yeah,
but of course you're going to have a lot of people who aren't that way.
Well, we're
but
just
yes, the extremes
stereotyping.
Exist.
I mean, again,
the extremes definitely exist, even within the community itself.
Gotcha. What else was I going to talk about?
Trump pulling out.
He's already got one autistic kid, doesn't he? Does he need to have another one?
Baron.
Listen, I didn't say it. Everyone else said it. Is he autistic?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think so.
Oh, it's a normal kid.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being that kid?
I can't. Any child of a president, I can't even imagine what they have to go through.
Could you? Nothing. How about what's her name? Malika?
Obama's daughters.
Yeah. She was twerking not too long ago.
See, I've twerked before.
See?
No,
but you're not the president.
I think, but I think twerking should be okay, even if you're the president's daughter.
I don't know. If you're the president's kid, you can't grow up. You're stuck to be perfect. What is this? What does Trump pull out of?
Paris Climate Agreement.
I don't want to be in Paris either.
Yeah, no. Paris is a nice place though. Now we got Macron.
Don't get me started with that. I was so. Who was I looking? I wanted Le Pen. Le Pen. You know why? His name was better.
Her name.
Whatever. Le Pen.
Le Pen.
So what?
She had a nicer name.
But she was supposed to be like the Trump of France.
Yeah, the conservative, very strict conservative.
She had some momentum going into that. And
same
now that's
type
gone.
of, let's put France first. Think about France. No. Not really this globalist agenda. Just wanted to keep everything within France itself.
Yeah, because I want to work 2 weeks for the entire year, right? That's what they do in France.
They do something like that.
Yeah, they work like not at all. But what is the Paris Agreement? I heard you read this. What is
it
this?
Has to do with nations coming together and trying to cut down their greenhouse gas emissions. And so they're all just agreeing, saying, yeah, let's try to do this. That's basically what it is.
So why did Mr. Trumpy get out of it? Do we know this?
He feels that it was going to be a hit towards the U.S. economy and jobs.
Because why? Do you know why?
Well, because climate change believers are the ones who are advocating for cleaner energy. And cleaner energy means a switch of energy. So we're going to be getting out of coal. And so his whole point, especially in places that he won, which were critical, Wisconsin and Michigan, it's critical for him to stick with this and say, no, we want to keep coal. We want to keep the coal country. And this Paris Climate Agreement would say that we're trying to get away from coal or anything that's not really clean energy.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he's keeping his promise to his voters when you think about it. This is exactly what they wanted. They didn't want to move towards anything that was other than what their jobs are for.
Well, that was part of the whole thing. I think that a lot of people, as a pseudo-Trump supporter, and I say that relatively loosely, that I know that there is a bazillion people that are feel extremely disenfranchised with this system and really want to be heard on a whole nother level. Thus, he was elected. right? I mean, we can't argue the fact that there were people that just feel that, cases like this, we don't want this. We don't want to lose this. We don't want to have to fight for immigration. We don't want to have to pay for health care that doesn't necessarily, help us. Bless you, sir.
Thank you.
I
was
do.
making faces as you were talking, but that's because
I knew where you were going. I was just letting you go. You see, I was able to hold the whole thing. I didn't think you were having a seizure of any sort. But I feel that people do not understand, especially on the coast, that there's a whole nother world out there, be it right or wrong. We talked about this last night, actually, that when they fired Comey, there was so many people pre-election that wanted him fired as soon as he reopened Hillary's investigation. Right? They wanted him fired so fast. It was such a big deal. And then the irony is the same people who wanted him fired, literally the exact same people who wanted him fired 6 months ago, let's say, are now mad that Trump fired him now. So it's like, well, which one is it?
I think they're more upset about the reasoning of why he's being fired. It's unclear.
It didn't match their reason.
It didn't match a reason that would have followed through with everything that's happening at the moment. So it's like, oh, wait, why do you want to get rid of the person who's
the same guy that we
you?
wanted to get rid of 6 months ago?
Regardless of, you're absolutely right. But now it's like, okay, so what are you saying when you want to get rid of him? Because he was, if anything, you sort of owe him a little something to
I think that's why he had a job for 6 months.
Oh, I think he should have a job a lot longer.
That's why he wasn't fired immediately.
You're right.
Do you think? I talked about this last night. Do you think that Trump is going to ultimately have what's the word? Not a stalemate, but he's not going to get anything done, right? You agree with that? He's going to be stalled. Do you think he's going to be stalled indefinitely?
Without a doubt. They're going to. Everyone's going to try and stop him, and I will even say that not even just on the Democrat side, the Republican side as well, because he have a lot of people on that side who he just shitted on.
Really,
and they are not going to just forgive him easily. And when you talk about negotiating, he is really going to have to be a great negotiator, because he's not just trying to get from. He's not trying to get the Democrats or the left to agree with him. He's actually even having trouble getting some of the right and Republicans to agree with him, and especially coming up with midterm elections and governorships and things like that. It's going to be difficult for his next 4 years.
But do you think so? The last poll that came out, I guess maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were discussing people. I guess the status of Trump, and the poll read something. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but something to the effect that 97% of people that voted for Trump would vote for him again. An extremely high retention rate on him. So, do you feel that even if he does nothing for the next 4 years, those loyal Trump supporters would either A, vote him in again, or another total out of the blue candidate?
I think that he will, if he gets nothing done, he'll lose. Simply because if you look at the amount of Republicans that came out for the last 3 election cycles, it's all hovered around the same number, that 62 million mark, 63. Whereas the Democrats, when Obama first ran, it was at a high of 69 million. And when he ran again, it was like around 68,
Much
67
less,
million.
A little bit less.
And now with Hillary, it's like 65 million. So he didn't really energize the party. He kept it exactly. As a matter of fact, less Republicans voted for him. So he's going to have to do something if he wants to win the next election, because right now he's just at a disadvantage. And with all the media that's taking anything small that him and the administration does wrong, that's just painting the picture of him being horrible.
Now, do you find that I mean, you obviously are against this guy. I mean, I know from talking.
I don't agree with his standpoints, and
which is
policies.
fine. We've kind of hinted on this in the past. But do you think that the overabundance of negativity already thrown at his situation, do you feel that, let's say, if we treated Obama, we being like the right people, if we treated Obama the same way, don't you think, do you think there would have been a difference? I mean, do you find that?
I think this is what he asked for, because even during the primaries, he did the big stunts. He wanted the publicity. This was what he wanted. And
no doubt.
And now he's getting the publicity from all sides, from everywhere, and so you can't say I want only the good one.
Valid.
You have to say like this is what I signed up for.
Well, I don't see him complaining about it either. I mean,
Oh, I think he's complaining about it.
oh, do you?
That's what the what is it? The kufi?
What was that about? That was yesterday. The middle of the night tweet that meant nothing.
I think he meant to say like it's with all this stuff about the controversy or something. And I was googling it, and no one had an answer of what it actually was.
I know, no one knows.
And I love how he just played it off like, "How I'll leave you guys to find out."
That's
what
right.
that
That's right.
means."
But what was it even supposed to be?
Who
Cuckoo,
knows?
kufu.
Kufufi, but there are so many great memes out there. Oh, good videos. There's even a couple of like YouTube videos that have already made fun of it. It's funny. He's providing America with a lot of material. I'd have to say that much. And he's getting people talking about politics. I'll tell you that much. Me and my friend were speaking, and neither of us voted for him, but a lot of people are talking. They're they're aware. They want to be involved. And whether that's, I think that's a great thing. Even though it's coming from someone I don't really support,
Well, I think
it's like,
I think
oh,
that
you
was,
now like this? All right, yeah, let's talk about it.
we had a lot of problem. I think when you go back before when Obama was first ran and then won. I know I was guilty of getting caught up in that hoopla. There was such a change. There was such a it was in the air. I mean, it was everywhere. People wanted to just that idea of change, and he won by so much, and he really excited so many people into politics. It was so awesome, and then it just kind of fizzled out a little bit, and we saw that on obviously the second election, which he did win, and then like you said with Hillary, where it was like that entire base just kind of fizzled out and went away. But what happened? Where was all the excitement? Where did all that go? And you're right, where Trump is bringing people into attention now that were never involved before, which I think is good ultimately, because we all are constantly talking about the proliferation of sports, how really sports were meant to keep people occupied while the rest of us ran the country.
Sport, movies,
all of that.
entertainment, anything. Yeah.
Keep those people in Hollywood, keep the people on the baseball field, the football field, entertain them enough, and then we'll get on to the business of running the country, because there's no way you could possibly run the country. You're too much of a simpleton, right? I mean, and now that's the opposite.
I think it's great.
What do you think about what's her name?
Ariana Grande?
No, Trump.
Oh, Kathy Griffin and what she did with the head.
What was that about?
I was reading the apparently the artist himself, the photographer, or he said he's not apologizing. Like he says art shouldn't be.
You have that picture?
Art shouldn't be something that's limited.
There you go. Look at that. Look.
And so free speech is free speech. That's what that's what their argument is. That's what his argument is. It's free speech is all types of free speech.
That's the guy who took the picture.
Yeah. That's
Now,
the guy.
what was he thinking when he took the picture?
I'm not quite sure.
I mean, right? Because I
wouldn't have taken a picture like this. I can say that just because I think it's unreasonable, and I think that inciting any violence of any sorts is horrible. When Trump did it at his campaigns, I thought it was bad, and I will say that I don't think that we should use our words and our visuals wisely. But that's PC culture, and that's something people don't want. So I'm a little confused as to why this is a big deal.
I think using your words wisely, I agree with. I think that this crosses a particular line. I'll side note this for a moment. I was confronted not too long ago by a text message. Those people out there and you in the office land. I was confronted recently by a text message.
Okay.
By someone that was angered by apparently a wager that I have made years ago. Some people that I know all got married within a time frame of a few years. They all got married. And I know through one of my rants, because I tend to not be PC, I tend to speak what I feel and what I hear, and usually when I speak, I invoke laughter from people. So I know that I have a thing in my head that if I can make 10 people laugh at the expense of one, that's a win.
If
you know,
humor is the goal of what you're trying
yeah,
to say.
and the one
yes.
person who I'm making fun of usually isn't so offended by such things. They're just it rolls off their back. I'm not, no malice intent, but I do say things that tend to make people laugh, and sometimes they're shocking. So apparently, I had made bets with some people regarding a particular set of people's marriages. Right? Fair enough. I think we may have mentioned this once before. So I had made bets on a particular group of people. There was, I think, 3 couples, maybe 4 couples, that I had said, I bet money this couple will divorce before the other 3 or 2. And someone else said, no. This person will divorce before the other person. So this became a whole conversation. And you can imagine how people talk and gossip, that this led to, everything. I know this husband, I know this wife, I know this girlfriend, I know this family, I know that person. I know all these different socioeconomic groups and how it all came out to why we all came up with this idea of who would get divorced and who would get married. This was years ago. Very comical. I thought it was good. Now, mind you, I've been married 3 times now. So I'm speaking on behalf of, I'm not just speaking haphazardly. This is experience. This is years of getting married. Most people get married once. I've done it 3 times. So I know.
I've never.
Never, see?
Yeah.
And you can.
I can.
By the way. I can't
know.
wait for you to join it.
I cannot wait either.
And then I can't wait for when you get divorced. Because I told you. So this person in particular, and she knows exactly who I'm talking about. I was in the bathroom the other day, going to the bathroom, doing what you do in the bathroom, look on your phone and read stuff while you're sitting there for any length of time just to hide from everybody else in the house. We don't even have to poop that long. We just want to get away.
Yeah, because labels have become boring, so.
Yes. The only place to go. So I sit in the bathroom, and this text comes through. Mind your own effing business. Don't you effing talk about my marriage. Don't you effing. And I'll tell you, I chuckled the whole time. I chuckled. And I said to myself, if this person was so offended by what you said and felt the need to reach out to you, there's obviously more going on than what, like I was taking the humor in it because it was like, really? Like, you're going to reach out to me, like the 42-year-old dude.
But I mean, you guys know each other, right? Or
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I wasn't mad. I mean,
Okay.
I just took it with a grain of salt. Like I said, I chuckled. But I said, my response was, Thursday, 9 o'clock, you in the office. Check it out. But I was told to mind my business. Mind your business, they said.
Now, should she have minded her business, Kathy Griffin?
See, I feel like no. She was extremely outspoken. My only issue with this is what you said, I think I agree with. It's just the picture itself. That's it. I don't think I have a problem. She doesn't like Trump. I know she doesn't like Trump.
We all know that she doesn't like Trump.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't like her. Honestly. And I don't like Anderson Cooper either. She was the You know why I don't like Anderson Cooper?
Why?
We had a skit last week or 2 weeks ago, and it didn't go over well.
Because he's the guy that walks in the bar and gets it.
Oh, you think so? He looks like a
think
fucking
so.
zombie.
He's beautiful. What are you talking about?
He's always so pale.
Pale is a thing.
No, you think so?
It's a thing, yeah.
No, I so want people with color. I mean, not color, but color. It's like he's dead. I watch him. I mean, I don't have cable, so I'm stuck watching CNN, and I have to watch it. Yeah, I don't have a choice. And I mean, he looks like Anderson Cooper. I mean, looks like this. That's Anderson Cooper. And they put a little bit of like color under his eyes, which makes him
depth.
No, it makes him look even more dead. And you know why else I don't like Anderson Cooper? And you may, I don't know what your take on this is. Anderson Cooper had a fucking primetime show. A primetime show so he could discuss his sexuality.
Okay.
That offended me.
Why?
Because I don't know why that's anyone's business. I don't know why you felt the need to have a primetime show. To me, that was a ratings grab. That was a cash cow. That was let's make money at the expense of someone's sexuality.
What was the show about?
Him coming out.
It was like his story and like why he's doing it and all that. And
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, as you may see it.
Did
as
you
that,
watch it?
So no, I didn't, but I will now.
Yeah.
And check it out to see if there could be a relative, and also another point to say maybe there is a 15-year-old who's struggling. Maybe there's someone who doesn't feel that they can come out, or they could even be in the news business and be openly gay, and this could give them that like, oh well, if he can do it, then so can I. So I guess it can go either way, where you can see it as something that's just a rating grabber, which is true. A lot of people do that. People did it for the Ariana Grande thing, and for the to get ratings for their show and start
Katy
talking
Perry?
about anyone would do it. Yeah, anybody that would just
Katy
take,
Perry specifically.
yeah, like anyone that would take what just happened and make it like, then that definitely happens. But there could be positives out of those.
You
types
in
of
the
shows.
office was gonna go live. We were gonna go to Manchester, New Jersey.
Oh,
Me and Q were gonna get in the van and drive to Manchester, New Jersey, and we were gonna report.
from Manchester.
Huh? Is it really? Wow. Shit. We were gonna drive to Manchester, New Jersey, and we were gonna report live on the Ariana concert, but we didn't realize it was in England.
Okay. Imagine that was here.
We were trying to find out
Man, if that
where
was
she's playing in
huge
Manchester.
if it was here in New Jersey. But there was something happening in New Jersey on Tuesday, which is the governor's election.
Kim Gardano.
Kim Gardano.
Could you imagine having her as a governor?
I don't know. People saying she's like the Christie Part 2, so I don't know.
Can't spell her name.
I can't say the other guy's name. Jack
Where's that paper? Voters got-
Aurelia.
So what is this now? This is the
Aurelia.
New Jersey governor election.
Yeah,
The primary is on
primary
Tuesday.
election, Tuesday.
Brian, you were extremely political. I love it.
Yeah, Tuesday you can go to the polls and see who would you like to represent you in the Republican Party or the Democrat Party.
And you have to be a registered.
You have to be registered as Republican or registered as Democrat.
Gotcha.
I think you could be registered independent and go and vote either
and
way.
go both ways.
There's you could if you're independent.
We
that's
should
what
call
you
that
do.
something else.
Yeah, no, there's a few good people on here. That,
Oh, Jim Johnson's black. Go
yeah.
figure.
Yes, he is. Yeah. He's actually who I'm going to go for. I think he was in my top. Him, a Republican that's not on here because he wasn't polling enough. His name is Hirsch Singh. He is an engineer, graduated from NJIT, worked in aerospace, and this guy
Hirsch Singh?
Hirsch Singh, yes.
Asian?
Indian American, yeah. Mm-hmm. And
American
just has,
Indian?
Yeah, he's American. No, he's American, but like his family's from India. So I would say Indian American, like I would say like Latin American.
Okay, but not
Like
Indian,
European
not like
American?
natural Indian.
No, not Native American.
Native
there
American.
we go. That's that.
That's
yeah.
the word. Gotcha. They label so many.
Yeah, he has a lot of the staple conservative values, and he's just, for me, was one of the Republicans who didn't want to really slash away education in general, which is something I think is important.
Slash it away.
Like, just take it away. There are
Take it
some
away.
that just want to say, like, let's just get
You mean
rid of the Department of Education.
Get rid of it all.
No. I
Rat
had
hole.
a great education.
Huge rat hole.
I had a great education.
You
It
paid
was
for it. You
awesome.
went to NJIT.
I'm talking about my what's the secondary first?
You think so?
Firstendary.
Firstendary?
Firstendary.
It sounds like something on fire. What? Listen, you're talking to the wrong guy with that. I can't stand public education. I think the money is a huge rat hole. I give teachers the utmost respect. I have no qualms with teachers today. I don't necessarily think that they're paid enough, but I also can't understand why I have to have 10, 20, 15 superintendents, 100 principals, the administrators. I don't understand why there's so much redundancy. I mean, I got towns with 20,000 people have a vice principal and a principal and a superintendent, all making big bucks. How many superintendents do we need?
I agree. I agree.
That's what I have a problem with. Teachers,
Well,
I
obviously,
think, are
that's
cool.
why there are some people on the Democrat side that also are aware of this. Like, hey, there's an issue here. Let's try to fix this, but not like get rid of it. Saying let's
maybe
do
I was
something
maybe
about
I
it.
was being a little facetious there. Maybe kids should not go to school.
Damn it.
Put them on
that's
the
it.
farm.
Throw them out.
If they learn how to do crafts, we wouldn't have all these Spanish people
Craft?
coming over.
What?
Crafts.
Crafts. I heard crack.
If they were able to do craft, hold on the problem. But if they were able to be taught trades, American kids, we wouldn't have to rely on the Mexicans, and we wouldn't have to build a wall.
Yeah, but why don't we just get that in technology? Why do we have to have that as something that is a
You can't
human
have it in
labor?
technology. It's impossible.
It's not impossible. Not just
It is because you can't compete with people making $1 a week.
Well, if we have cleaner energy, then we'd be able to sustain those type of things. That's what we're
What,
pushing
building
for.
iPhones?
No, cleaner energy, solar power, wind
But
power.
what does that have to do with people making iPhones?
Well, they wouldn't have to make them anymore. Energy would be something that's not really paid for because it's
that-
unlimited.
That sounds like such a liberal Democrat.
No,
if I
it's-
ever
I'm-
heard.
Clean energy is where you should, if you could find a better way to, if your body found a better way to operate more efficiently without waste, as much waste, wouldn't you want your body to do that?
Agreed.
And that's what I think clean energy is
But here's
attempting to do.
here's the catch. Does anyone know how much money is Elon Musk getting for Tesla? No, government. I mean, how
Oh,
much
okay.
money has the government given him
No idea.
to run Tesla? Because my understanding, it's if at all and little. So my point is, you have a guy who decided that he was going to make cool electric cars, not ugly cars like General Motors did, or Nissan did. This guy decided he's going to make really fucking rad looking cars, and he made a bunch of rad cars. How much? That's what the government gave him. And what did they give him to him for? What did it say? Read the article, quick. Tim
He
Brook-
actually, he's not going to be on the council for or advisory board for Trump now that he pulled out of this climate deal. He decided to get out as well.
I think that's a bunch of bogus. You saw that too, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was the Paris Agreement.
That was Paris Agreement. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
Elon
dropped
Musk,
him. Yeah,
Elon Musk is
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm not going to deal with you anymore because obviously he's someone who's all about making sure that we're Imagine if cars didn't emit any gases.
But see, but my point is, he's not doing this for the environment. He's doing this to get paid.
But if what you're doing to get paid also helps the environment, then I'm all in for it.
But that's not government. That's my point. That's private
It's capitalism.
sector.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
That's the best part. Don't make kids go to school. Make them learn a trade.
Well,
Keep
trade.
them-
Well, what trade can make them learn how to build cars?
Keep the Mexicans out.
They're valuable.
You got Jim Johnson, 56, out of Essex. Ray Lesniak.
Yeah, Leslie.
You like him?
Not my favorite.
All right. How about Phil Murphy?
Not my favorite. No, these guys are like, you know,
He's a former
politicians.
Goldman Sachs executive.
Yeah, these people they're politicians.
Oh, he's
so-
a typical old white guy.
Mhm.
John Wisniewski's from our neighborhood.
Yeah, I liked him obviously in the beginning because he's a Bernie supporter and he sort of championed Bernie here in New Jersey. So
I like Bernie too. I like Bernie a lot.
so did I.
Jack
Ciattarelli?
Yes, he can't win.
I honestly think it's going to be Kim and Phil Murphy. Those are going to be the two. It
Well,
seems
I hope
like it.
Kim wins. I do a lot of work in her neighborhood, and I have ties to her a roundabout way. So I hope she wins just for the sake of my own selfishness.
Got it.
So this is Tuesday.
Tuesday
In New Jersey.
Polls
You're
open
gonna go out.
at 6 a.m. and they close at 8 p.m. And if your job tells you that you can't go, they cannot do that.
Who
You
says you
should
can't
be
go?
given time to go vote.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like if your job says no, you can't leave early or you can't come in late, you're supposed to let them.
They're
go
open
vote.
from 6 to 8.
But some people have jobs that
From
last a
6
lot
to
longer.
8? It's a 14-hour day.
I know with the
There's
company,
no
the
lunch?
company I worked for, they let us out 2 hours early. They said, "Hey, you can leave at 3 today if you're gonna go vote." So
Yeah, but that leaves you from 3 to 8. That's a 5-hour wait. I can fly to Germany in 5
But they want to make sure that you get it because some people don't even get that right. I mean, there are people who are working on a field, maybe working 12 hours a day.
We have no fields in New Jersey, and nobody's working on it.
I'm just saying. In
We have
general.
cranberry bogs, and they flood them with water.
Mm.
Ariana Grande, benefit concert. Let's do this real fast. Benefit concert. She's going to benefit for all the Manchester people because she hates Americans.
If that's what you read,
And she likes licking donuts.
she's definitely gonna do the benefit concert. I think she should. You know,
Katy
something
Perry.
happened there.
I don't like her anymore because Katy Perry was jumping all over that, right? Did you saw that?
Yeah.
She was on Elvis Duran. You like Elvis Duran?
I do. Yeah.
I do too, but
Yeah.
not after that. Because he was telling Katy Perry how we need to have more concerts, and how we need to have
They're
more
good for
concerts.
benefits. They're really a great way to make some money out of nowhere.
I love
Like, for no-
concerts.
you know what I mean? A great fundraiser.
I love concerts just because concerts are awesome. More power. Listen, I'll give you
Mhm.
$300, Mr. Artist, who doesn't need my money but should have my money
Yeah.
for performing. I think it's great, but I don't like how Katy Perry and Elvis Duran somehow were simplifying this issue that having more concerts were going to make more love and embrace these people that are doing this. I found that to be
I think it's
extremely...
also the resilient part of it, saying don't be afraid as an artist to go and sing what you have to sing. Don't let the terror
Is
really
Ariana
affect
Grande
you.
really singing such controversial things that are
I
pissing
wouldn't
off
say,
people?
yeah, I wouldn't say the content, but like, don't, you know what I mean? If someone knocks you down, you don't stay down. You get back up and you do it.
I agree with that too.
Because that's a big blow at a singer's concert for something like that to happen. That's like, do I want to perform again? Am I be afraid that someone's gonna want to do something at one of my concerts again? That's...
What did they say today? They said it sounded like somebody was ordering a Starbucks coffee.
Where? The concert?
No, I have an Ariana Grande. Give me a tall macchiato, an Ariana Grande, and a breve latte.
That was yep.
No, I don't. Listen, I don't think the guy who... I have questions on the... Do we know who did this yet, by the way? Salomon Abadiba, 22?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to question his intentions, too.
Yeah, there's a lot that I think still needs to happen.
If you're going to bomb someone, it should be at, like, a John Lennon concert. Not John Lennon, Paul McCartney concert. Because there you'll definitely kill older, rich, white guys.
Oh, but they want to get, like, the, super liberal, the people that are causing this problem. I mean, there's nothing
Paul
like...
McCartney.
Um,
Who's going to Ariana Grande concerts that are politically motivated?
Influencing the young to be liberal, progressive, show women in the light that they're shown in.
From Ariana Grande?
She's gotten a lot sexier in her coming of age.
I don't like her. I love her. Really?
I mean, obviously, I don't love her more than like Britney Spears, but
I love Britney Spears.
Who doesn't love Britney Spears?
She's my superhero.
You
Did you see the things on Facebook with her workout outfits? With her workouts?
No, yeah, she's
Oh,
a
God.
beast.
If you don't see Britney Spears on the workout stuff, Google Britney Spears working out. There's like a whole video series of her doing like curls, like 30 seconds, just like curling. And oh my God, she's like in her early 30s. She is slamming.
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Britney.
NBA Finals. Who you got? You got Cavs.
Tonight,
They start
yep.
tonight.
Cavs and Warriors starting tonight. They probably already started.
Who do you got? You got the Cavaliers.
I mean, I just
LeBron?
want to see LeBron win. I want to see the Cavs win.
5 times 3 rings, right?
I would like to see him get
2
there
rings.
somewhere.
How many rings is he
Yes,
have?
3. Yes,
Right?
3. Yeah, I'd like to see him get there just because the odds are sort of stacked up against him, and I always usually go for the underdog. But
underdog?
I don't really think you can call LeBron an underdog. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, he's not an underdog.
But he also had some issues coming into tonight with his house being vandalized. Wrote the N-word right across his fence.
Hey, who did that?
I don't even know. They don't think they have anybody
Why would you do that?
found out yet. But like, that really gets to you right before a game. One of the big games coming up.
Do you think that really bothers him?
I think it would.
With all the negative things people say about him, do you really think the N-word written across the fence would be the problem?
Because it's your home, maybe? It's like the place that you go
Well,
to
it was
be
his
safe.
gate.
It's just the tip of his home. It's like right there. It's like it's entering his home, and it's the
Well, you know just the
possibility.
tip isn't the whole thing.
It's not, but you know what's coming. You know what's happening afterwards. Because it's never just the tip. Ever.
Just a tip. I'm going to leave that at that. Hey, Mr. Met, poor guy, out of a fucking job. Did you see that, Tim?
Yeah, we should hire him just to give middle fingers.
I don't even know what happened to this guy. I want to read this because this is funny, I think. Even Mr. Met is frustrated. New York's funny-looking mascot flashes middle finger during Wednesday night's 7-1 loss against the Brewers.
They lost.
They lose every day. Apparently, look at this. Look at this. The picture of Mr. Met, the Mr. Met story, a lifetime of sadness. You're not kidding.
Maybe he was giving the middle finger to a Brewers fan.
No, you know.
Oh, yeah, finger at a fan.
Yeah, he was so mad. His team sucks. Yeah. They have like this amazing pitching staff, and it just doesn't work. Pitching doesn't win games.
I've been following the Yankees again. They're doing.
Aaron Judge.
They're doing it.
How crazy is that?
This could be the year.
It could be.
It could be the year everybody's been waiting for.
The only problem we got is we got that guy Tanaka. We got a number one guy. He can't seem to fucking throw a good game. Sabathia has picked up very well.
Yep.
Tanaka's doing horrible. You have a lot of people playing above what they should be, above their potential. I think they say.
Yep.
But you know what? Listen, we keep on playing like that.
And looking good against the other good teams.
Yes.
Because it's always good to be, you know, the
Yeah.
beast in the East,
Yeah, I
as some
think-
people would say about the Cavs.
That's
where
right,
it's
that's
like,
right.
you're kind of just going against other average teams. But if you're able to get up there with those other teams that are at that caliber, then that
I
means
think
something.
the Yankees have a very solid team. Thank you, Brian, for coming in again.
No, thank you for having me. This
very,
was a pleasure.
Very nice. So fast.
It did go by quick.
Fast. YouInTheOffice.com. We're here every Thursday, live, 9 o'clock at night. Happy birthday, Tina. Did we say happy birthday, Tina, before?
Happy birthday, Tina.
Tim, did we say happy birthday to Tina?
You
I saw
looking
the
for-
birthday cake up, but we never said happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Tina, happy birthday, Tina. I hope it was wonderful today. Thank you very much for listening. And thank you, Darren, Matt, Beanie, Hugh, Sam, Bob, Scott, everyone else that listens. Brian, thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
YouInTheOffice.com. Hugh's not here, so we don't have no music, no nothing, right, Tim? No, nothing. All right, see you next Thursday.
Peace.